What is up, guys? Good morning, good evening, whenever you listen to this. We are live again here on YouTube. First of all, I want to start out and say sorry to everybody that missed the webinar last night. We were doing the first in my series of Q&A webinars. I got I was at Disneyland yesterday and I got actually paged in for a transplant. So I went straight from Disneyland to the hospital to do transplants last night. Still have not left the hospital and it's now 2:30 in the afternoon and we'll be on again tonight through tomorrow. So it's a crazy couple days for me. So I apologize for you guys who were there and who were emailing me, but I didn't have access to my computer to get all the information out to you guys. So I am sorry about you guys not getting the information about the Q&A webinar being canceled last night. I'm sorry I wasn't available, but we will be having Q&A webinars coming. Knee Deep Science, I am glad you're finally able to catch us. Tanaz, what is up? So sorry about the Q&A webinar last night. Sorry that went bad, but we will get that going on in the future. If you don't know already, we're doing an MCAT webinar. It's absolutely free. It's on Monday, so be ready for that. That'll be good. Lots of great stuff happening. So real quickly, the title of this video is "The Number One Killer of Pre-Med Dreams." And Brant, what is up? So I want to talk about this. And normally the number one killer of pre-med dreams, I always say, is the cell phone, because you guys use that instead of doing your work. But the new number one killer, guys, I've discovered it and I've kind of been hinting at it, but now it's like officially the number one killer of pre-meds, and that's bad advice. And it pains me to no end. Hi, Ashley. It pains me to no end. I feel like I'm always like the negative guy who's saying, listen, don't listen to that person, don't listen to this, don't go there. Right when I made that video about studentdoctor.net and everyone wants to come on there and tell me, oh, studentdoctor.net is this great place to go to get quick information. Oh my gosh, studentdoctor.net. Yeah, sort of, okay? It's so important that you guys don't get bad advice, because everyone wants to give advice, and a lot of times people have good, they have good motivations, good intentions. They want to give you this best advice that they have at their disposal. What's up, guys? But they don't actually have the information. Does that make sense? Like they want to help you. It's like your parents. Oh, and they tell you, oh, do this, right? They tell you, study harder, study more, do all these hours. And that's the wrong way about going about studying. It's the same way with pre-med, guys. So many people are out there trying to give you guys advice, and it's not because they hate you. It's because they truly, and they give you bad advice not because they hate you, because they truly don't know what they're talking about, and all they can talk about is their one experience. And the reason I'm doing this video today is because I was invited, and this is the second video in a row now I'm doing about this Facebook group, but I was invited to this Facebook group, Minorities in Medicine. And it's a private Facebook group, and it's great, for people who are minorities to get together and talk about medicine stuff. And I was like excited about it, but now I feel the same way about it that I feel about studentdoctor.net, and that there's so many different voices that you can't get a clear, concrete path to your greatness. And this is the classic example of why I don't like studentdoctor.net, and I'll explain to you what happened yesterday. So a student posted on there and said, hey, listen, I'm a reapplicant, I'm reapplying the cycle. Should I address what I thought was wrong with my previous application on this personal statement, so that way they know I'm aware of it? And someone responded, they're a medical student, and they had great intentions because it was based on their experience and what they felt would be right. And they told the student, you should absolutely, in your personal statement, tell them why you think you didn't get in the first time and how you're better this time. And I couldn't let that slide, so I got on there and said, hey, listen, I'm sorry to say this, but that's bad advice. Because you don't want to be telling them things that they may overlook. They may not know you're a reapplicant. They may have overlooked that. They may not know your fault. What's up, Marquise? They may not know what went wrong in the past. So don't just tell on yourself. Don't tattletale. Let them find out on their own. Instead, focus on being positive in your personal statement and about why they should accept you, not why they shouldn't. And then, as happens in studentdoctor.net, is mixed advice comes, right? So I'm the expert, and this medical student then fires back and's like, well, they get electronic submissions of the application, so of course they're going to know that you're a reapplicant. Of course they're going to be able to see whatever issues are in your application. They're going to see all that, right? And they thought in their mind that makes total sense, right? You submit your application, they get a complete copy of your application, so it would make sense that everyone would have access to all of your information. And so, as is much of medicine and much is successful in life, it's all in the details, guys. And so what I had to go back and rebuttal and explain to people, and this is good for you guys to know, is that everyone thinks that When you submit your application, every piece of the application goes to the reviewer. And that's not the case. Because what medical schools like to do is they like to give people a chance who may not otherwise have a chance. So if there's something redeeming in your application, they want you to be able to be fully considered at the next level. So what they'll do is they'll actually blind certain reviewers to parts of your application. And so what happens is in your initial review, someone will see the entire application. Then let's just say you go for your interview. That interview person, they may want like an unbiased perspective from that person. So maybe they hold back your GPA. They hold back certain activities you did. They hold back whether you're a reapplicant or not because they want just an honest, blank slate approach. And so if you go then and you put things that weren't necessarily sent to that person, so maybe they get a personal statement and that's it. Now you've put in your personal statement your own dagger in your back. You just sabotage yourself by telling them something negative about you that they might not have known. And so it's so important, guys, and it seems trivial, but you should never in your personal statement try to explain away anything. Don't tell them, hey, listen, the reason I suck is because I'm black. The reason I suck is because I'm poor. The reason I suck because I wasn't focused, my mom died. No one gives right? No one gives a crap if your mom dies. Nobody cares if you're an orphan. Nobody cares if you're the darkest person on the planet. Nobody cares if you have zero money and you're homeless and you walk around naked all day, every day. Nobody cares. When they ask you about disadvantage, this is such a big thing I try to bring to you guys. It's not about being disadvantaged. No one cares that you had to fight against all odds. What they care about is that you, in spite of those odds, that you fought through it and you excelled and you dominated. That's the end of it. So that's why people ask these questions about, oh, well, you know what? Does it matter if I'm black? I'm black. I'm just going to put that on there. I'm going to get in. No one gives a shit if you're black. And I'm sorry I got to curse here. This is just real. No one gives a crap. No one cares if you're black. Please stop saying that and spreading that. And I see that in these minority groups is, oh, you know what? I'm black. I'm going to check that box. I'm in there. They don't care. In fact, studies show, and these are actual scientific studies have shown that reviewers actually discriminate against minorities and black people, particularly black people, because they have negative associations based in the media about black people. Therefore, you do not have better shot of getting in if you're black. The only way it helps you if you are black and from a poor neighborhood is if you rose up and you're better than everybody else. So, when you write your disadvantage statement or you want to write your personal statement about adversity you faced, about your mom dying, whatever it might be, say one sentence. Hey, listen, my life was hard. My mom died when I was young. Great. Now spend the rest of the 4 paragraphs explaining to me why, in spite of having no mother, you've excelled better than everybody else. Hey, listen, despite having no mom, I got a 4.0. Despite having no guidance, I worked my ass off and I figured out what I had to do in terms of extracurriculars, research, all this stuff, and I got it done. Instead of belly aching and being, oh my gosh, I have no one, I got it done. Right? And that's why I say to you guys, everyone thinks it's jokes when I'm saying stuff. It's no excuses, just dominate. Because at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit about your excuses. All they care about is, did you dominate? Did you deliver? Are you a competent applicant? I don't care about your failure. What I care about is, are you going to succeed and do well in my medical school? That's all anybody cares about. Do you think the Stanfords, the Yales, they want people who are going to come there and mess up their curve? No, they want exceptional candidates who are going to build their school's brand. You got to perform and you got to deliver and you got to stop having pity parties in your personal statements. I get them. You send them to me and it's 4 paragraphs of, oh my gosh, I had no shot of succeeding. That's why I didn't succeed. Oh my goodness. Guys, people confuse what I say for anything is possible. When I say that, I mean that. Anybody in this entire world, I could teach a monkey to get to medical school. An actual monkey. I could get a monkey to medical school. But that monkey, because they're a monkey, would have to work extremely hard to get there. And so when I tell you, when I'm being encouraging, I'm telling you guys, listen, if you are determined you can get there, the reason I say that is because you got to put the work in. But so many of you guys are so superficial, are so allergic to work, it's ridiculous. And so someone tried to message me the other day and say, listen, I appreciated your video at StudentDoctor.net, but I go to StudentDoctor.net when I need quick advice. Well, there's your problem. Why weren't you going in advance and getting this information that was reliable way ahead of the time? Right? If you guys try to go to medical school, why are you not your own medical school expert? And people who have worked with me know that I'm saying this all the time. You shouldn't rely on me to give you information. You should rely on me to kind of guide you a little bit, but you should be being your own expert, getting all the information you can get. Because even though I'm old as heck now, right, I'm past this process, I've been through medical school, all this stuff. When I applied to medical school, I knew I was getting into a top school because I was an expert in the process then, decades ago. I spent so much time figuring out how to be an expert student in the classroom. I spent so much time learning how to be a competitive medical school applicant. So before I even applied, I knew I was in because I knew all the ins and outs of the application process. And I was never on studentdoctor.net. Not once. That website is trash, hot garbage. Why? This is very important because just like that conversation I had on the Facebook group, what you have going on is you have competing voices, and a lot of times it's not people being malicious, but they don't know what they're talking about. So I have a medical student who's going to tell me how to write a perfect personal statement, and it's like, guys, how does that equate? This person, and it was hilarious. And this is why I'm going to wrap this up. After I laid out the reasoning behind what I said and who I was and laid out some credentials, that medical student then came back on and I 100,000% respect them for saying this, but people on SDN don't say this all the time. He came back and he said, listen, you know what? You're right. I apologize. I was going based off what I thought. This is N equals 1. And he said, game, respect, game. You're right. And that's what he said to me. And that's the goodness, the truth, guys, is that you have all these people who have these garbage YouTube channels and they're out here talking about, oh, this is what you got to do. Number 1 tip and like, and if you listen to any of their videos, there's no steps. They say, oh, listen, study a lot, set up your study environment to succeed. Anybody who's taken my study course knows I got 40 minutes about setting up a study environment, right? I talk about execution and degrees of perfection. I spend 30 something minutes on lighting, on how to light your room to study better. I spend 10 minutes on the chair. So every aspect of the study environment that feeds in based on the research that's out there that I've done and put it in a video. It's not, oh guys, have a good, comfortable study environment and you'll do great. How do you execute that? You know, write your personal statement, be your true self, be you, and they will like you. What does that mean? Who knows what that means? Nobody knows, which is why everybody's out here Googling how to write the perfect personal statement. That's the difference. That's the separating, right? You go on these YouTube channels. Listen, just tell your truth in your personal statement. You know, it should say why you're passionate about medicine and have all these great stories about you getting it. That's garbage because it's not executable and it's not based on any facts. You know what I mean? I did that Caribbean medical school video and I got so much hate mail from it and I laugh about it because everybody wants to reconfirm what they believe, but everything I said, I had to do the follow-up video to give you guys the facts. It seems like I'm just talking off the cuff in a lot of these videos. A lot of times I don't prepare for these videos, I just talk. But it's all based on experiences that's actually been looked up and all the facts of it. So if you guys ever want real facts, I can bring the citations in, but that's boring. Who wants to watch that? But this is all real. You can take everything I say to the absolute bank. That if I tell you to do something, that's what you need to be doing. It's not up for debate. It's not, well, I saw this on another channel. If I'm telling you this is how something is, that's the exact honest to goodness truth, 100,000%. It's irrefutable. It's the absolute way to do something. So I just want to get that out there that if you guys really are serious about getting to medical school, if you're serious about doing anything in your life, there's 2 things you need to do. One thing is you first need to become your own expert. So forget relying on other people, finding mentors, all that stuff. First, become your own expert so you can be knowledgeable, so you can determine who is an expert enough to advise you. How can you select someone to be your expert advisor if you don't even know how to judge their expertise? Which is what happens. You guys follow these people down the yellow brick road. I get those emails. Oh, listen, I paid this guy $5,000 to work with me and help me in the process. When that character, if you would have vetted him, you would have saw he was nothing. This guy didn't get in himself, and that's why he has a business, because he didn't get into medical school, and now he's got this business out here stealing your money. So first, become your own expert. The second thing you do is then you go out and you find true experts, and no matter what, even in my videos, if they tell you something, and I tell everyone who works with me this, yes, I tell you something, and yes, you can take it to the bank. But even though I say that, I want you to check everything I say yourself. Make sure I'm giving you accurate information, even though I am, right? But vet everything. Don't take anything on face value, because teachers, learning experts, and I'll tell you one more story before I get out of here. I had a school who I was going to do a deal with to create study products for this school. They were going to distribute to all their schools, right? In this medical school, they were going to give to all their medical students. And the deans were all excited about it. Everybody's excited about it. And then at the last minute, all of a sudden, the school's learning expert was upset because I put her on blast for teaching strategies that were ineffective and showing them there's more effective strategies that aren't being taught here. And so she was hot and bothered because she was like, well, I'm the learning expert. How can you go over my head and bring someone in to teach learning strategies when I'm the learning expert? And the school was like, well, we pay her salary, and so we can't really step on her toes. So now we're slowly going to phase your thing in and work with her to vet your product. And I said, she's not vetting my product. She's not an expert. She's outdated. And so I tell you that story to tell you that these people, these counselors who tell you that you can't get to medical school, that you're incapable, they think they're experts. But are they really experts? Do they know what's going on? Or do they just sit there and collect a paycheck and pretend to know what's up and tell you what's going on? Because that's what happens to a lot of these schools. A lot of these counselors, they don't know a thing. They've never talked to a dean of admissions, not in their life. But they want to tell you, oh, you know what? From my research and my deep ponderings of medical school, I have found that you have zero chance to get into medical school because your GPA is 3.3, and that's piss poor. And that's not accurate, because I got students every year who get in with 3.3 GPAs. So what are we talking about? Experts. So I know that's just kind of an angry video, and I cursed a couple times in this video, but it's the truth. And it pisses me off that people are out here who really have passion and who are serious about their stuff and want to get to medical school, and they're being dissuaded. And worse than being dissuaded is being led astray. Because at least if you don't know what to do, you'll kind of ease in, right? Touch your toe in the water. But you got people out here telling you, hey, the water's warm, jump right in. And you go 1,000 miles per hour in the wrong direction, doing stuff that's not helping you get to medical school. So that's what I got for you guys. I'm in between cases right now, so I got to go back up to the operating room. But I had to get on here because it fires me up so much to see people out there. They're doing the best they can, right? They're trying to give back and help people. Oh yeah, I'm a medical student, now I'm gonna help other people get in. But just because you got yourself into medical school does not mean you know how to get other people into medical school. And just like that guy said last night, he's like, hey, N equals 1. I'm just talking from my experience. And that's the wrong way to advise people. I would never tell you just my singular experience. This is N of a billion. I work with students. I'm all over the map with this stuff. So N equals 1 is nothing to me. I squash your N equals 1. So I encourage everybody to really, really think strongly about who's advising you. And please, I know YouTube, I know StudentDoctor.net, it's easy to hop on here, right? It's easy to get on here and listen to somebody talk and they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know. But it's easy for them to make a video, and it's easy for you guys to go access it. I encourage you guys to go beyond that. Call a medical school. Talk to a dean. Do something. Do something to help yourself. I can't. It's not enough to get on YouTube. I hate YouTube. And who is Mr. E just blowing up this chat? Okay. What I'm saying to you guys is put in the work. Do your research and stop doing the easy things. Last thing, and I'll stop ranting. I get people all the time to email me. Hey, listen, I've watched all your videos. Your study tips are amazing, have changed how I'm studying. It's so great. I'm now an expert studier. Do you have any other tips for studying? And I'm like, guys, where are we at? Is it not 2017? Do I not say on almost every one of these videos, I have full-length courses on my website? You watched a 3-minute video and you think you're an expert studier. How about you sit through my 8-hour study course and see what kind of expert you would be? And if you don't want to take my course, fine. It's the best course out there, but take somebody else's course. But do something more than YouTube. Because if someone tells you, listen, I got the key, right? Like DJ Khaled, right? I got the key, right? All that. If someone tells you that they can get you into medical school on one video and you fall for that, I don't know who's more the idiot, them or you, right? Because it can't happen. So people ask me questions all the time and I shoot it back and I'm like, well, listen, I need more information. Because you cannot adequately advise. So my coaching sessions, people are like, oh my gosh, like, yes, it's cheaper than other people charge. People are like, you charge so much for coaching. It's like, guys, do you know what goes into a coaching session? I'm researching stuff for you, specifically for your case. Because I don't want you guys to get bad advice. I don't want you guys to be going the wrong direction. So I want to make sure that whatever I bring to you, it's personalized for you guys. So I just really encourage you guys, forget all these people who say they're experts out there. I'm a freaking expert. And beyond that, become your own expert. So if you are on my channel all the time, I appreciate you guys. Please like this video if you like this. If you like my stuff, please like it. And like I said, share this around so we can drown out all the people out there who are spreading falsities, who are spreading terrible things out there and sabotaging you guys. I'm serious about this. I want to put all these people's YouTube channels, I want to flush them down the toilet. I want to, all the StudentDoctor.net trolls, let's flush them down the toilet. Let's get some real advice percolating on the internet and getting real stuff happening. Okay? And if you have not already, guys, I do free stuff all the time. If you're not at my free webinars, if you're not on my website constantly checking my events page for when my next free things are coming up, you're slipping. Because they're free to you. Even if they're low cost, $5, $10, $20, how much better would you be about this? Okay? Please, 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 please help yourself. Help me help you. Okay? Get off my YouTube channel and get into the real stuff that we do when we go in hard on a webinar, in a coaching session, in an event, right? In a little over a week from now, May 22nd, I'm at UC Irvine. 2 hours, it's $10. We're gonna do an hour of study skills, an hour, and then we're gonna do an hour of interview prep, helping you guys get ready for the interview and on the next thing. So pay attention to this. Monday, free MCAT webinar. We're gonna reschedule that free Q&A webinar where we're gonna really go in. I'm gonna get on the whiteboard and I'm gonna really drill down on all you guys' deep questions so we can really get some answers. We might even do some student profiling where I walk through people's applications and go through and help you guys out. But if you're not already, get onto my website. It makes 0 sense. Subscribe to my email channel so you can get these emails when I send out these announcements so you know what's up. Okay? Subscribe to this channel. If you don't know my website, it's premedproductivity.com. Premedproductivity.com. I answer emails. I'm a couple months behind because I answer them all individually, and you guys send me a lot of them, and I appreciate them. But if you'd like to send me an email, it's Andre, Andre, at premedproductivity.com. I'm here for you guys, right? I'm trying to interact. I'm trying to be here for you guys, but get out of your own way and stop listening to false idols and these people. Don't just. I'm a physician. I work with other physicians, and when a physician tells me something, I still go look it up because you can't just trust blindly what people say to you. There's a lot of people out there who want to pretend and want to feel like they know, and they don't know, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So get at it, stay hungry, and put the work in beyond that, right? So once you get good advice, go put work in. Don't be allergic. Go put that work in, put that time in, and better yourself every single day, and stop settling for being mediocre or being average, and stop blaming your circumstance, where you came from, or whatever that's stopping you from getting to that next level. Just get there. Just get there. There's no reason why you can't succeed. Nothing in this entire world can stop you except yourself. You have to want it. I succeeded because I wanted it more than anybody out there, period. And I was determined from the moment where I was told that I wasn't good enough to say, oh no, bullshit. I am good enough, and I'll show you how good I am. And I was determined from every day from that forward that nobody would ever stop me, would ever shut me down, would ever outwork me. Not be smarter than me. There's plenty of people who are smarter than me. I went to Stanford, 82 people in the class. I was probably 81 on that list of smartness. Probably 81. I know smarter than one person. He was not very smart, right? But the rest of those cats were super smart. But I beat all of them. I was at the top of my class because I refused to be outworked. Not a single day will anyone ever outwork me. You'll never say, oh, you know what, Andre, he's smart, but he doesn't really work hard. He didn't put the effort in. You never will ever hear that about me. It's 1,000% effort. It's effort all day, every which way. How can I get better? How can I do this? How can I do this? All day, guys. So what I want you guys to do is just get at it, be hungry, and get yourself better. All right? So I'm sorry. That was 23 minutes of me yelling at the screen, but I got to stay off the internet in these forums because it infuriates me. It's crazy because you guys listen to these people, and I'm like, when I have a medical student arguing with me, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This character who has only gotten himself into medical school is going to argue with me? And he acknowledged it after the fact, but there's so many people out there who won't acknowledge it. And then why even clutter the picture in the first place? Right? It's like being a kid at the adult table. This is the adult table. Don't come if you're the kid, talk at the adult table. It's adults speaking over here. Right? So anyway, that is all I got to say. I'm not answering questions today because I got to go back to the operating room. I'm already minutes over. Surprised I haven't gotten paged yet. So I want you guys, just keep this in mind. Listen to this like 15,000 times. Get it in your head. Anything is possible, but you got to have good, solid advice. Got to go get that good advice, vet it, right? Become your own expert. And the third thing is you got to put in more work than other people are putting in. And that work's got to be smart, right? Directed by that good advice and that good path. So I am out, guys. Dr. Pinesett, you guys on the website, premedproductivity.com. Get at me. Stop bull-ishing. Okay? So later, guys.